Hello, everybody on YouTube. I am the Woods Woman, and this is my dog, Luther. And I figured I'd just introduce myself and do a short video, hopefully a short video, on why I started this channel and what my goals and plans were when I started the channel, and even a couple of years before I started the channel. Anyway, I moved into an apartment building about 5.5 years ago, and I've hated it all along. This is the longest I've ever lived in an apartment community. Most of the time, I've always lived by the water or in the woods or off-grid in the woods in the Manistee National Forest. It's always been my dream since I was a child, because the only good memories that I had as a child were in the Manistee National Forest with my mother, who passed away when I was 11, and she was 29 years old of alcoholism. So about 2.5 years ago, right before COVID started, I started praying, and I asked the Lord to bless me with a vehicle. All of a sudden, my father told me that he was going to buy me a Jeep. But at the time, he was living in New York. So we were trying to figure out how to get it here, what would be the cheapest way. And it turned out that it would be really expensive to get it here. And so he sent me the $1,800 that he was going to pay for the Jeep. And he said, buy what you want. And I said, well, I would love to have a van. So I began to pray about that, and I put the word out that I was looking for a van. And then a friend of mine came to me and said that he knew a guy that was selling an old 1994 G20 Chevy, a Chevy van. So I didn't even have a ride to go look at it. I prayed about it. And I just said, Lord, please, I would love to have it, but I only have $1,800. So anyway, my friend gave the guy my email and my phone number, and we got to chatting back and forth and everything. And I told him my plans for the van, which was to make it into a tiny home on wheels and tour around the world and just make memories with my dog and figure out where I wanted to spend my final time on Earth, what state that would be, or if I would just continue to travel and be a nomad or whatever, but I wanted to make the van into a tiny home and just travel, because I just hate sitting around and being stuck in an old folks apartment community. Yeah, I live in a senior apartment complex. Everybody's pretty much older than I am or my age, but most of the people are older. And so it's quite boring here, and I'm not into it. There's really no activities here. There's no fun, Well, anyway, then COVID came after I got the van, shortly after I got the van, and I was getting it all ready for the road. I had saved up, money to get everything ready for the road and make it roadworthy. And then COVID hit. So I didn't feel comfortable traveling, after COVID hit, because, of the germs, and they were closing down, states and countries and everything else. So everything was really complicated. So I just decided to wait. And I thought, well, this will probably be over in about a year and everything will be all right. And I'll just save and I'll hit the road, and, everything will be wonderful, Not, COVID is still here. The van has been terrible, really. I mean, every couple of months it needs some kind of repair. The guy had tons of receipts of work that he had done on it, but being almost 30-year-old van, it's going to need parts replaced. They rust out, they wear out, and it just needs to be replaced, like tie rods and ball joints and mufflers and just things that wear out, It's a used vehicle, especially if you only spend $1,800 on it. So now I'm just still living in my van. I mean, still living in my apartment. No, I wish I was living in my van. And I'm just praying about it. And it seems like I don't know what to do right now. So, I'm hoping to join all you van lifers and meet all of you and just live the rest of my years, on the road and figuring out, like I said, where I really want to be. I love Michigan and Michigan is in my heart. But I don't know. It's just, the winters really suck here. I'm into ice fishing and we get spring and then winter and then spring and then winter. And where I live in the state of Michigan, unless I moved up to the UP and got a little piece of land up there, um, it never gets cold enough to really have a good ice fishing season. And I'm addicted to it. I love to ice fish. So I'm thinking the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, or out west somewhere, Washington, Oregon, Nevada, maybe Idaho. I don't know. I haven't made up my mind because I haven't hit the road yet. But, the goal was for me to tell my story. I do live on disability and it's a very, very, very small, low income. And I thought, maybe I could trust God and figure out a way to make this work for me and tell my story of my life and, kind of interweave that in with the van life. I thought that would be kind of interesting, to have that much faith in God, that I could maybe show people that, despite your disability, despite your income, your low income, whatever, your disability and your low income and lack of support in your community or whatever, that you could do it one way or another. And I'm still believing that. I'm not believing it as much as I did a couple of years ago because everything has just gone so crazy. But I still believe, that God wants me to do this and to help one person in this world, that has gone through some of what I have gone through in my past. I guess the goal is that I would like to use the pain that I've been through, the emotional and physical pain, as a motivator and to show other people that if I could do it, you could do it too, and not to give up on your dream. So that's a little bit about me. Yes, I'm still in the apartment and not loving it, not liking it. I'm grateful for it, because it's government assisted housing where I pay 30% and it is affordable. The rent part, isn't going up and down. And, if it does, it's just a few dollars. But it's been very hard to live with this hyperinflation going on and the gas prices and just everything has gone up. And I don't know, I'm still praying. So if you like to say a prayer for the woods woman and her puppy dog who's sleeping over there, I would love to get this channel up and running, and I would love to share, my dream with you and hope that I can inspire you to live your dream too. All right, this is Woods Woman, and I don't have much more to say. I don't want to bore you guys to death. It's raining today, but in the next nice day that we get, I'll show you the van. And I also will try to find some pictures when we were putting the solar on the van. Find you some pictures of that. The van has solar, has 400 watts of solar. It has a 100 amp hour eco-friendly battery. I've got an inverter. I forget what size it is. I think it's 1,000 watt. I've got a little camp stove in there, portable toilet, I've got a couple of Coleman cots, and I still need to finish the build on the inside of it because I'm not really good with stuff like that. Actually, a friend helped me with the solar. His name is Lester, and he was awesome, and I appreciate you, Lester, if you're watching this or if you do see it. You're a true blessing to me because I wouldn't have been able to do that without you. And also my father, who helped me get the van. I'm grateful for that too, Dad. Thank you so much for getting me that van. It's the best gift that I ever had in my life, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And I treasure that van. And I just hope that I can, be an inspiration to all people that are watching this video. So anyway, I'm going to get going, and I hope I see you all in the next video. If you do find something interesting about my channel, which I'm sure that you will if you stay tuned, please subscribe to my channel, like the video, and share it with your friends. And anyway, have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching. Let me know if you're living the van life below. Let me know if you are, and tell me a little bit about yourself. I'd love to meet a lot of you. Or tell me if you're dreaming about living the van life. Let me know. And that'd be really cool. All right, everybody. Have a good one. We'll see you in the next video.